These things are like ribeye on steroids. Look at that. Yes, can close it. Okay, that's pretty much it. So now I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the awesome smoke aroma. Dang, look at that. See that marbling right there? Kind of rendered down. There we go. Put some of these bad boys in there. Ouch. There we go. Got a whole pack of dogs over here. Okay, so right here, guys, just trying to light my brand new big green egg, Mini Max. And obviously you can see right here, I was finally able to move into a place on about an acre and a lot more room for the dogs and for me to start barbecuing. So hopefully this will turn out into a lot more barbecue videos, but I guess we'll see. But anyways, today, beautiful Friday morning, clear skies, and gonna be cooking 2 chuck roasts to kind of get back into the swing of things, and this little big green egg, cooking it over pecan wood. So really looking forward to it. Oh, sorry, Prince. Did I scare you? I scared Prince. That's not working out. Whoa, look at this thing. Look how big that is. It's a huge piece of charcoal. Honestly, maybe a little too big. So I'm just gonna let this catch for a little bit more and then plug in my Big Green Egg Genius and then put the meat on there. All right, now that the charcoal is starting to have that white ash over it, I'm gonna put in some of these wood chunks. For some reason I thought I had like post oak or something, but honestly pecan is really good as well. So I'm just gonna put these in there, let that catch, and then keep trying to prep the big green egg. Gosh, dang, that smells good. So yeah, just gonna wait till these things are fully charred over a little bit, get a lot of this white smoke out of here until you don't really see any smoke, and then, oh wait, is that Mara Shepherd? Mar, look, that's a Mara Shepherd. It's a black German Shepherd. Anyways, yeah, so you wanna get this like white smoke out of here so the meat will get a lot of that clear blue smoke that everyone wants. These gloves are kind of ridiculous. Okay. So yeah, obviously it's been a while since I used this thing, but yeah, I'm just gonna put this right here. Yeah, see, I feel like that big piece of charcoal is too big. Can't get an even seal. Yeah, that charcoal is way too big. All right, I'm just gonna let this burn through a little bit more and then put all the stuff on there. There we go. Look at that. Got a little drip pan. Got this thing right here. Let's see if I can close it. Bam, look at that, son. Okay, so as you can see, there's a lot of white smoke, so I'm gonna let that cook on through to the other side. And then we're gonna get to smoking. Look at that thing. He's making his move.
You got it.
That's funny. Oh. Oh, would you look at this? See this, guys? So chuck roast right here, prime grade. Seasoned it with some of my Texas sweet rub. One of the best rubs I think I've found to date. Now, so anyways, so we're gonna be putting it, wait, look, is that a Mara Shepherd? I see Mara really wants some. So anyways, now that the big green egg is emitting that clear blue smoke, I'm gonna put these bad boys on here. Whoa. And hopefully it has enough room for both of them, but good gosh. Super excited to be smoking these prime grade chuck roasts. Oh my gosh, dude, these things are huge. Look at this. These things are like ribeye on steroids. Look at that. All right, so a moment of truth. Yes, can close it. Okay, that's pretty much it. So now I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the awesome smoke aroma with the doggos, right, Mara Shepherd, and prepare to have some good eats later. Oh my gosh. This thing is super hot. Yeah, I think I may have put perhaps a little bit too much charcoal in here. So I'm gonna try and choke this fire out a little bit and then try to decrease the airflow. And I actually have something called like the Big Green Egg Genius, and it kind of like automates a lot of this and like can cycle through the airflow to make sure it hits like the right temperature. But I want to try and, like, at least for right now, try to figure out how the Big Green Egg works before I do any of that. It just keeps me busy. Okay, so I'm gonna choke this real quick and hopefully it'll come back down in temp. Whoa. Dang, these things are glistening in the sunlight. Look at that. So just trying to have the temperature go down because I think I'd put way too much charcoal in there. So I closed the grates right here. You can see it. So here's the temperature, about 350. And this is obviously just a range, but I'm just kind of going off of that. But yeah, so I went ahead and choked the airflow from right here in hopes that it'll decrease the ambient temperature. I guess we'll just have to see. You know what, maybe, why don't I just do that? That way it'll really choke that flame. So I'm gonna try and get it down to about like 250 to 300 for like a low and slow cook. I really don't wanna overcook these things, but at the same time, I don't want it to be too long of a cook, so we'll just see. Ouch. Okay, let's check to see how these things are doing. Whoa, look at that. Nice and charred over. get my thermometer. All right, so these are already 138. Oh, what the heck? This one's already at 180. So yeah, you typically want to pull these just like a brisket when they hit about like 200 degrees, give or take. Dang, yeah, this one's already, this is actually going to be done pretty quick, surprisingly. So I'm just going to keep an eye on these. Hopefully they come out pretty good. Yeah, so I think, honestly, I think I put way too much charcoal in there and it's cooking it really fast, but everything's an experiment. Learn something new every day. But hopefully it has a good wood flavor to it, but I guess we'll see. All right, still at about 182. $189. Yeah, this one's still pretty tough. 168, so gonna keep on going. Oh wow, 196, would you look at that? So actually, yeah, this is very close to being done. At least this one is. This one still has a little bit of time, but it's crazy how quick this thing cooked through. Gonna let the doggos back out here. Come on, dogs. Mar, ready? Go get it. Isn't that cool? I can finally play ball with Mara out here now that I got this bigger piece of land. Yeah, it's gonna be a good day. Super excited to try some of this chuck roast though. Okay, so this one is temping out at about 200 degrees. And that's generally like when you want to try and pull these off the smokers. So I'm gonna pull this one off and keep this bigger chuck roast on, because this one's temping out at only like 150 degrees. So obviously this one's like 2 to 3 inches thicker, so that makes sense why it finished. But I'm gonna get that one real quick and then put that in the tray so it can rest. All right, let's do this. Whoa. Well, would you look at that? Yeah, there you go. Sweet. All right, so I'm gonna let this thing rest a little bit. Okay, so one of the things too I sort of discovered while cooking like a lot of ribeyes is when you finish your meat, you basically want to sort of like let it rest and drench the steak or whatever kind of like meat you have inside of like olive oil. I don't know why, but every single time I do that, it comes out really good. Like as far as like being super juicy and all that stuff. So I'm just gonna drizzle some olive oil on it and then reapply some seasoning. And good gosh. Just let that sort of like seep back into the meat and hopefully it'll come out really good. All right, almost there. 180 degrees. See over here, it's temping out like butter. but right here is probably like the toughest part, so we're gonna keep going. Alright, so a lot of this meat right here is actually temping out at like 203, 201. Most of it, you can stick this in like butter. It's a little tough right here, but I think I'm gonna call it because the majority of the chuck roast is probing tenders. So let me go get my little pan real quick. Whoa. Is my timer going off? Dang, look at that. That's how you do it, guys. So I'm gonna season this one right here like I just did on the left-hand side, but good gosh, that is some good chuck roast right there, if I have to say so myself. All right, so I get a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of that olive oil, and lather it back up with this seasoning right here. And good gosh, can't wait to dig into that later. But all right, I'll catch you on in a minute. All right, so now that we've finished the cook, I'm just gonna choke the flame to basically turn the big green egg off. And so I let this cool down. I may come by like tomorrow and empty out the ash out of it, but I'm gonna let this big green egg just sit here and do its thing as it comes down in temp, and I can basically just turn it off like I just said, so. All right, so pulled the chuck roast out of the smoker. They smell really good, and it's been quite a while since I opened this up, and they've been sitting there for quite a while. So let's get a quick look at them, and then I'm gonna slice into them and start eating. Super tired right now, so gonna get on into it. So you can just have a quick little look. Let them sit here for a couple hours, and dang, that looks good. See that beautiful marbling right there? Let's see. Let's just put this one right here and see how it comes out. Dang, look at that. See that marbling right there? Kind of rendered down. Cute little smoke ring too. Slice is pretty good. Dang, look at that. Do the taste test. Mmm. Wow. Taste test yet again. Not gonna lie, that's really good. So it's actually probably the first time I've had an actual piece of like barbecue with that seasoning. I usually just do like steaks and like shorter term cooks like that, like hamburger patties, but not actually like pieces of barbecue that you let sit on there for several hours. So that's really good. But dang, I'm gonna dig in. But if you guys like the video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one.